Okay, so for my video blog this week, we're in Sonoma, and we're going to kind of highlight the crew this week because we've kind of gone over all the different parts of our team, well, of me and what I do. But now we're going to go to the most important guys, which is the crew, and obviously we're going to talk about pit stops. And we're here with Todd Phillips, who's my crew chief. So he's supposed to run the show here, but I'm not sure that happens all the time. Anyway, so my first question for you is, what's the process of getting to be on the crew? I think it's kind of a seniority thing, but tell us about like training in the winter and that type of stuff.
Training in the winter, basically, once the season ends, we'll have a little bit of a break, give the guys a rest. After that, we'll get back into our training. We start to work out regularly a couple times a week. We'll go to the gym. We'll eventually get into doing pit stop practice, and nobody's guaranteed a spot. Everybody has to earn it. So we will practice. We'll do 3 different crews in the shop each time we do it, and you have to earn it. So usually it goes to the fastest guy, most consistent as well.
So you mentioned at one point kind of the physical aspect of being on the crew. Tell them about probably the heat that you go through to the suits and stuff like that, and how much do these tires weigh?
I think the fronts are about 30 pounds. I think the rears are 50. I might be wrong on that a little bit. The rears are a little heavier, so, you know, for a weak guy like myself, it's easier to change the front. I mean, as you know, the fire suit gets pretty warm on a warm day in the sun, so, you know, we obviously want to drink a lot of water and try and stay cool, find some shade, and just be ready.
Because these guys, you probably noticed on like the race telecast, but they wear helmets and everything the same, and they do that for kind of the crew safety. So if a guy like myself takes off out of the pits early and collects one of them, it hopefully doesn't hurt him as badly. So I guess for me, you know, you always get nervous before the race and stuff like that. How does it feel for you guys?
You know, I think I've been doing this a few years. I'm a little older, so I think I used to get a little nervous about it. You look forward to it. As a crew member, you want to be involved with it. I'd rather be over the wall changing the tire or doing something as opposed to sitting on the other side. So, yeah, you look forward to it. There's always a little nervousness, but I think that, you know, goes with the territory.
And so when we're like in a close battle with someone, how much pressure do you guys feel to have kind of the perfect stop?
There's always pressure. I think it's no different than you on track. I mean, there's always a little bit of pressure. You always want to beat your opponents out. Most of the time, it's not necessarily a quick stop, it's a clean stop that wins.
And finally, kind of tell everybody about what all the different scenarios that we would practice, which I think you're going to see in a second, kind of the guys practice the pit stops, but what all things do we work on?
Typically, we'll go through just some standard tire changes. We will also like to do some practice nose changes, as we found out this year. We've done 1 or 2. And we'll also do some air jack failures. You want to be ready for anything.
Well, there you guys have it.